Welcome, songbirds, to another episode of Weekly Warm-Ups with Kerry. So my name is Kerry Ho and I am from the songbird.com, where we get grounded, take flight, and sing. And you have just joined our live broadcast. For those of you who are here actually tuning in live, very big welcome, but also to those of you who will actually be watching this later, also a really big welcome to you. So this is Weekly Warm-Ups with Kerry, episode 4, and today we are covering a very juicy topic, how to warm up quietly, right? Because, I know that we're all sort of stuck at home right now with like everybody, and while we love our family and our roommates and our spouses and whoever we live with, it kind of poses a little bit of a problem in terms of trying to warm up your voice because they're never not home, right? And so I know that there's a bit of a self-consciousness that could come up as well. When we're actually trying to, we want to develop our voices, but we also don't want everyone to hear us. So tell me, guys, is there anyone out there who feels like that, who really feels a little bit self-conscious about warming up and would love to learn some exercises? If you have a straw, I want you to go grab that now. And also, if you have a paper cup, like a coffee cup, go and grab it now. Quick, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, be back here, and then we are going to get started. And I've just dropped my coffee cup, so I'm just going to go quickly get it. Alrighty. All right, so I'm going to give you guys some time to go grab that, but we're pretty much going to get right in. So while you're actually grabbing that, I just want to remind you guys that remember to subscribe at the website. So at the website that's actually coming up on the screen below, make sure you subscribe to that so that you can be sent the link to every single weekly warm-up with Kerry episode, because every week it changes, so I don't want you to miss out. So make sure you do that. And when you do that, you'll actually get a free gift from me, which is my vocal warm-up ebook guide, all right? You're going to love that. It's going to give you 16 of my best vocal warm-ups, and that's going to really help build your voice, okay? Alrighty, so hopefully you're all back now and that you're all ready to go. Let me know, guys, are you all back with your coffee cups and with your with your straws and ready to go? Thank you, Don. It's so lovely that you say that. That's awesome. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and begin. All right, so today is all about how do you warm up quietly. Okay, so now all of these warm-ups I'm about to give you, they're very, very quiet, but of course they still make a little bit of sound. So, just a really quick practical tip is that wherever you're warming up, warm up in a room that isn't reflective. So for example, if you are warming up in your kitchen or your bathroom where there's a lot of hard surfaces everywhere, you're going to find that your voice will definitely be reflecting and the people in the house are going to be able to hear you a lot more. But if you're warming up in a room that's kind of like got lots of furniture or carpet, curtains and things like that, like your bedroom, or living room, or just a study room or something like that, then it won't be as reflective. It will actually absorb your sound, and so you're going to find that the people in your house will not hear you as much, okay? So that's just a couple of just really quick tip for you there in terms of the location. You've got to pick a right location if you want to warm up in a way that nobody hears you. Now let's get back into the actual exercises, okay? The very first one I'm going to show you is called a Yawny Siren. So, I think a lot of people have heard about the siren exercise, right? Where you go, and you basically siren up and down your range. Well, this one is a similar thing, but it's a yawny one. So what you're going to do is, first of all, everybody, I want you to yawn with me. So just go, right? And I want you to make it a quiet yawn, okay? So don't yawn loudly. Don't be like, oh, but just go. Hello, Diane. So good to see you. All right, so I want you to yawn for me. So just go. Are you all yawning right now? Now, as you yawn, I want you to say, I'm so tired. Everybody, I'm so tired. Okay, now we're going to get into a yawny siren. Now, what this does is amazing. It actually lowers your larynx, really gives your, all the muscles around your larynx a really good stretch, getting you ready to sing, okay? But you need to do the whole thing yawning. So you're going to go like this, all right? You're going to go. All right, so as you can see, that was not loud. I couldn't actually do that loudly, okay? So can you come along with me right now? And I want you to just do a yawn for me, but you're going to yawn from the lowest parts of your range all the way through to your mid-range, all the way through to your high ranges, okay? Let's do this together. Let's do a yawny siren. Here we go. So we're going to go. And then you're going to come back down. Do it again. So we're going from the bottom of our range all the way through to high and then back down to low. Now, we don't need to go to the stratospheres of our voice, so don't feel the pressure that you need to go super high. Just high-ish and then come back down. All right, here we go. And okay. Now, hopefully, after doing that, you've really felt this sense of just your throat opening up. You know, it really relaxes the larynx and gets all the muscles relaxed and ready to go, okay? So that's the yawny siren, okay? The next exercise that we are going to do that is a very quiet warm-up is an NG fifth slide. So everybody say for me, sing, and then hang on to the NG at the end of the word sing. Sing. Yeah, that's right. We're going to use the end of that word sing, and we're going to sing a slide. We're going to do this. Right? This is a great exercise because what it does is it activates your thin folds, or, you know, it really stretches your vocal folds out, right? Really giving it that. It's like when you're an athlete and you need to stretch your muscles before you go for a run or something. This is it for the voice, okay? It just gets you flexible. It gets you stretched. It gets you pliable. It gets you ready to do the things and sing the songs that you always want to sing, okay? With ease. So here we go. Girls, you start here for me. And guys, you are here. Right, and we're going to go together with me. Very good. Now you should be feeling it all up in here as well, just a sense of buzz and vibration. So see how I'm not singing this loud? It should feel like a little bit like a mosquito buzz now. Well done. Now make sure your jaws really relax as you do this. That's it. Sliding it beautifully. That's it. It's like taking your voice to the spa. And the last one. All right, so as you can see, guys, right, this is actually impossible to do loud, right? When you go, it has to be soft, okay? All right, so some of you are actually saying that your throat is hurting while you're doing this. This is probably because you're tightening up everything, okay? So before, when we did the yawny sirens, you've got to probably do a little bit more of that. And when you go, don't be like don't squeeze everything up, okay? It's about, if you just sort of go, sigh it out, okay? Yeah, if you just kind of sigh it out and just really make it really, needs to be dropped and everything like that, okay? So I do encourage you to try that exercise again another time. And just and make sure that there's a bit of a yawny feeling in there, okay? All right, so that's the second exercise. The third exercise that we're going to get onto now is, this is where you need your prompt. So if you have a straw, I want you to grab that now, okay? We are going to do some exercises using a straw. We're going to sing through a straw, okay? So this is actually magic, guys. If you have not sung through a straw before, you need to start to put this into your daily vocal routine, you know, your daily vocal exercise routine, okay? This is absolute magic. Not only is this exercise soft, there's no way you can sing through a straw loud, okay? But it has also got some really amazing scientific benefits, all right? I'm just going to explain a little bit, and then we'll get into the exercise. So exercising with a straw is what we call, the exercise itself is a category of exercise, and the category is called Semi-Occluded Vocal Tract, or SOVT. Now, all that is really saying is a very fancy-schmancy way of saying that there's partial closure. So when I put my mouth over a straw, right, I am partially closing up my vocal tract, okay? So really that's all it's saying. And when we do this, because of the partial closure, right? So if I go like this, and I'm singing through a straw, right? There is that back pressure that comes right back because it doesn't get to escape outside of my mouth. Some of it stays inside my mouth and actually comes back into my throat and in between my vocal folds, creating a beautiful cushion. And so as the vocal folds are vibrating, there's this wonderful cushion in between. So it's like they get to really vibrate in a very gentle way. They don't smack together. And so you get this really relaxed way of singing that really helps you sing with ease and freedom and resonance. So what's not to love, okay? So this is what this is great for. It's not just a quiet exercise. It is a magical exercise that really develops your technique in terms of your resonance and your freedom to sing. So you can do whatever you want on a straw, really, okay? So if you're warming up on your own at home, and I mean at home and there's all these people around you wanting to hear them, whatever your favorite exercises are. I mean, for example, you might want to do a 5-note scale. Right? Or you might want to do a trade. Right? Or you might want to do slides. Right? You can do whatever you want on this. It's just impossible to be loud on this, okay? But what we're going to do is an arpeggio today. So we're going to go. Okay? Girls here? Guys here? Why don't you come along with me? Let's do it. Now, if you're wondering what sound I'm making into the straw, I'm kind of going like that. I find that that works really well for me. Some people like to hum through a straw, so or so we're doing woo today because I also find that that's actually even quieter than the okay? So here we go. How's everyone going with the straw? Now, I forgot to say before, if you don't have a straw, all right, it is absolutely okay to do this. So the alternative, if you don't have a straw, is that you sort of do it as if you're about to whistle, but you don't whistle, you sort of go okay? So again, it is just super you know, soft, okay? So Alexa, that's my answer to your question of you don't have a straw, okay? Just go But when you do get a chance to go to the supermarket or whatever, do get yourself a packet of straws. They are fantastic, okay? Cool. All right, Gina, I'm really glad that you got to learn this from me. That's fantastic. All right, so let's keep going. We've got a few more to go, and then we're going to go into another exercise. Awesome. So like I said, the straw's your magic weapon. Go and get some if you can, all right? But otherwise, while you don't have one, just do a sort of sound. Now, the next one I'm about to show you is using the coffee cup. You know, I said to you before, if you do have one of these, go and grab it. Now, if you don't have one of these, it's okay. Try and grab one the next time that you're, you know, at the convenience store, at the supermarket, getting your supplies. Try and get a packet of these because this is also another magical thing that you can be using. It does exactly the same thing as the straw in terms of the scientific benefits of what I was explaining before, with the back pressure coming back into your vocal folds, causing a beautiful cushion so that your vocal folds just vibrate in the most free way, right? And so it is also a semi-occluded or SOVT exercise. Now, if you don't have a coffee cup, the same effect is achieved as if you actually just use your hands and you cup your hands over your mouth, okay? So let me just show you the exercise first, okay? This is awesome. So with the cup or with your hands, whatever you've got, you're gonna put it over your mouth, okay? Now, before we did the straw, and you had to close your mouth over a straw, and that's great, that's a good one to start with. The second one, though, allows you to actually open your mouth, which is what singing's about, okay? And so we're going to put our the coffee cup or our hands cupped over our mouths, and we are going to sing an ah, okay? So we're going to go. Now, if you can see, my cheeks were puffing up. And that is a good thing. That's basically showing me that the back pressure is definitely coming back right back into my mouth, which is what's going to cause that freedom and that extra resonance and that just extra ease in singing, okay? So let's do it. We're going to do an ah on a tri, and once again, you can do whatever exercise you want. If you want to do a 5-note scale, or arpeggio, whatever you want. But today we're going to do, okay, so we're going to go, now remember, if you don't have a coffee cup, you can just simply do this. Okay, and it has exactly the same effect. Okay, how's everyone going there? We're going to come back down now. We've got a few more. Two more. Wonderful. Okay, so as you can see, it is virtually impossible to sing loudly when you have a coffee cup over your mouth, and the same thing when you put your hands over. Okay, so these are just 4 exercises that are going to be so helpful to you, not just in the sense that they are quiet warm-ups, but in the sense that they will develop your freedom, just help you not strain and help you to sing with greater resonance. So do get this into your toolbox, okay? Now, a couple of questions have come up. Darlene asks, does the length of the straw matter? No, not really. I've actually done this before with those little, very tiny little cocktail straws, and they're fantastic as well. It's all good. Fantastic. Abdul, I'm really glad that you see that it is relaxing, because it really does just set your voice free, because it basically puts your vocal folds in the optimal position that it needs to be in for very free singing. Don, I'm glad that you found it interesting. Thank you. That's so good. Okay. Now, we are going to now sing a song, guys. So after we've done our vocal warm-up, we always want to make it very practical for you, and we are going to sing together and apply this to an actual song. Now, I've chosen a classic today. It is Time After Time by Cindy Lauper. Now, I do need you to go and look for some lyrics. Just get your phones or your device, something else that you're not watching this on, and look up Time After Time by Cindy Lauper, and we are going to sing through it very quickly, just first two verses and chorus. Then we're going to apply the straw exercise, and you are going to see the difference. You're going to feel immediate freedom when you sing it again, okay? Now, I just want to explain that I've purposefully chosen this song because it's not like a loud song, you know. We're talking about quiet warming up today, so we're going to actually apply these principles to help you sing better quietly. You see, it's actually harder to sing well quietly, believe it or not. You know, we all sort of feel like we always sound really good when we're like loud and proud, but not necessarily, you know. It takes a lot more vocal control to actually sing quietly, but without getting breathy and tight. Okay, so for example, you know, it's very tempting to sing this song like this. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and I think of you. But we're not going to approach it like that today, okay? We're going to soften it. We're going to really find some freedom there, and we're just going to go, lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and I think of you. Okay, alrighty, so let's do these. Oh, so glad, Izzy, that you love the song. Yay! Okay, beautiful. So let's do this, okay, guys? I hope you have all your lyrics now. We are now going to sing this song together. We're just going to have fun with it the first time round. Let's do it, okay? Ready? And remember, don't sing it loud. Just really relax into it. Think of it as being a soft song that you want to really express. And yeah, we're gonna enjoy this. Ready? And lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and I think of you. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. Suitcase of memories, time after sometimes you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you said. Then you said, go slow. I fall behind. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you will look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. Last line. Time after time. Sorry about all the wrong chords. Anyway. Okay. So that is the song we're singing. Okay. Such a beautiful, yeah, such a beautiful song. Okay. So I will be answering questions later after we sing the song. Okay. All right. So here we go. Now we are going to apply the straw exercise. Okay, so what we're going to do now is sing through that same section. Okay, but we're going to sing it on straw. So we're going to go. Okay, we're going to do that, and then we're going to sing the song, and we're going to see what difference it makes to the feeling and to the sound of our voice. Now, again, if you don't have a straw, you can do that. See, that's still very, very quiet, right? Or if you prefer, you can do a V or a Z. I'm going to say that woo and woo are a bit quieter, so that might be better in this instance of wanting to make sure that you're warming up quietly. Okay, so let's give it a go, guys. We're just going to sing through a verse and a chorus, okay? And everyone together. Wow, I didn't realize how hard it is to one hand sing through a straw and also try and play chords. So anyway, now hopefully you already feel a sense of freedom in your throat. Okay, we're now going to sing this song, and like I said before, songbirds, let's not take a loud approach to this. Let's just relax into it and sing it softly. Okay, and let's see what happens after we have applied the straw. Okay, we're going to go from the very top, lying in my bed. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and I think of you. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Flashback, all night, almost left behind. Suitcase, memories, time after. Sometimes you picture me, I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me, I can't hear what you said. Then you say, go slow, I fall behind. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can catch you. I'll be find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. Last line. Time after time. Yay! Give yourself a clap, songbird. Well done. I wish that I could hear you all, but I am really sure that you all sounded beautiful. Now tell me, did this actually help you? Did you feel a sense of freedom, you know, when you were singing after the straw? Diane, I'm glad that you found it good. And yes, Sophia, it is absolutely okay to be in chest voice, but we just didn't want it to be like, if you're lost, you can look and you will find me, you know. We just wanted to say, if you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time, right? Just wanted you to control that, okay? All right. So, yeah, awesome. Now, I'm going to take your questions now, all right? Now, really good, Gina. You actually said that your vocal cords, can't speak today, feel so relaxed, and I am so happy to hear that. And Carol, it helped you. Your throat started hurting. Woo, woo, woo. And yes, it is a fun song to sing. And I'm really glad, Izzy, that you found it helpful too. All right, it is time for you to actually ask me your questions. There's been a few questions that have come up already. So I'm going to just quickly look through the chat and see what's been happening. But if you have some questions that you want to type in, go ahead. I'll hopefully have time to answer 2 questions today. All right, here we go. Let me have a look at what questions have been. Okay, so Kia James asks, any tips on relieving vocal strain? Every single thing that I covered today, Kia, actually helps to relieve vocal strain, hands down. So, you know, one of the things is that there's a lot of tension that builds up in our larynx and in our, you know, in our neck and in that area. So the yawny stretch, the straws and the cup, it all helps to relieve vocal tension. Now, if you're still feeling vocal tension there, then I would suggest that there's probably tension in other parts of your body that you also need to get rid of. So in your shoulders and your back, and also breathing. You know, you may be breathing really shallowly, like that. That's actually causing quite a bit more tension on top of, you know, on top of that. So do look at whether you have tension in other parts of your body, and also if you're breathing in a way that is low and activating the rib cage rather than this sort of noisy inhale that causes heaps of tension to gather up in the throat. Okay. Now let's see, what other questions do we have? Is it okay to be in chest voice? Okay, so Sophia asked, while you're singing through the straw, is it okay to be in chest voice, or can we be in the mix. So basically, when you're singing through the straw, you want to just do whatever is naturally comfortable in that part of the range. So if you're feeling like very naturally that low part of your range or whatever is just chesty, then that's going to be chesty. But as you go up into your range, you're going to find that your throat, it wants to maneuver, it actually wants to change, and you need to let it change, right? So just do whatever feels comfortable for you in that range, and then that's going to be fine, okay? All right, but you know, with the straw, remember, it is a soft exercise, and it's okay to be very heavy in that, okay? It's okay. You know, it is all about flexibility as well. All right. Here we go. Don Stewart asks, do you have an email to PayPal so that I can leave you a tip for all the wonderful, oh, that is so kind of you, Don. I think it's paypal.com/KerryHo. Try that and we'll see. But thank you, that's very, very kind of you. Now someone's asking, Vocal Expression Studio, how about help with mucus? Oh, mucus is a hard one. You know, the normal remedies are, you know, warm water with a squeeze of lemon and some manuka honey, and I do highly recommend manuka honey, not just any honey, but manuka honey, and it's got to be like a certain grade of it. So you want to go to those health food shops and actually ask them about the medicinal qualities, because there's a whole range of manuka honeys, and some of them are they're just not effective. So you want to go to an actual health food shop or a chemist or something like that, and ask them for their, you know, top of the range manuka honey. It is expensive though, I've got to say, but I do find that that is a really good reliever of mucus. I don't know if anybody else has any ideas of relieving mucus, but if you do share along. Okay, I think I have time for one more question. Okay, what's this one? So Abdul asks, can you also tell a warm-up to open up your throat when singing me squeezes, and it is very irritating, especially at the high notes? Yes, so the one that I did at the beginning, the Yawny stretch, the Yawny Siren, is a fantastic one for just when you feel like your throat is really squeezed, right? What you want to do, everybody, is before you're singing anything, whether it's an exercise or a song, and you're feeling that squeeze coming up, you want to do what's called a yawn stretch. You want to go as if you're about to yawn, and that just opens up everything. It lowers the larynx, it lifts up the soft palate, making lots of room for your vocal folds to basically vibrate in a very free way, and then it means that those high notes are not as hard anymore. Okay, so there we go. All right, well, thank you so much, everybody. Okay, so Laurie has actually shared another helpful tip for clearing mucus, peppermint candies. Yeah, look, peppermint candies, Laurie, I would say yes and no, because they have something in it called menthol, okay? And when it comes to menthol, right, what it does is it actually numbs your vocal folds, so you can't tell whether you're straining, and then you tend to strain more. So that's the only thing I would be careful of. I think if you're going to have a peppermint candy to, you know, or one of those cough lollies or something, to just relieve it for a while, but then don't then go and sing a whole heap afterwards, because you just won't know whether you're actually squeezing or tightening, because it numbs your vocal folds. So that's just a really quick thing. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Now, before you all go off, I just want to let you know that it's the last chance to get 30% off my online singing programs, because the sale actually ends this Thursday, and it's a huge 30% off. Just go to the website that you can see down the bottom and enter in the coupon code HAPPYEaster30, and you can actually get all of my singing programs at 30% off, right? And of course, do not forget to go and subscribe to get my free gift, my Ultimate Vocal Warm-Up Guide ebook. You'll get that completely free. It has 16 of my best vocal warm-ups that will help you continue to warm up your voice and to build a great voice. So thank you so much, Songbirds. I'm so happy that you joined today. I'm so happy if you're watching later as well. Make sure you tune in next time. Bring a friend, share the links with other people that you think would really find this helpful. And remember, I am always believing in you. So Songbird, why don't you get out there, get grounded, take flight, and sing. And I shall see you next week.